What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. Busy day, man. Between all the news with AEW and arguing with Twinks Online about the Wyatt sick and my actual job today. Been really busy today, man. But I gotta tell you, man, it's been a fun day. Lots of arguing, lots of engaging, lots of talking shit about different companies. AEW and WWE, they got it both from me today. But it doesn't matter because right now we're talking about Smackdown. That's what I want to focus on. Although, actually, real quick, before I even say that, I'm sorry. Reverse back. Let's go back to AEW for like 2 seconds. Dave Meltzer is out here waving the white flag. Sean Ross Sapp out here waving the white flag, making jokes and all this other shit about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And the only people who seem to be sitting back with their arms crossed with their little frowny face and their legs are packed in on the floor like AEW didn't lose this week. Juneteenth is the reason why. Kendrick Lamar is the reason why. The weather being good is the reason why. You can make any and every excuse as you want to. You want to hear the biggest excuse? You want to hear the biggest L as to why your company's in the position that it's in right now? It's because of your shitty mentality. Dave Meltzer has plugged in your mind. He has influenced your mind to believe that professional wrestling should be done in the manner of how AEW has presented it. And people have rejected it. Flat out. That's just the way it is. I know it sucks to know that your ideology in wrestling is so weird, bro. I guess, yeah, your ideology in wrestling is so fucking weird to say it like that. It's pure dog shit. It's dog shit. It's terrible. No one wants to watch professional wrestling in the manner of how you want AEW to engage to your wrestling fan base at. And no one wants to do that. No one, except for the sickos, as Tony Khan likes to put it. You guys, no one cares for this type of shit. Like, I'm happy that it happened this way, only from the sense that I'm thinking that maybe now Tony might put his left foot forward and actually do something for a fucking change. But make no mistake about it, man. When you have people like Dave Meltzer or Ryan Sutton or David Bixenspan or Sean Ross Sapp, Raj Giri, all these people coming out there and they have nothing, they really can't say nothing. There's nothing to defend. There's nothing that you can actually propose. It's just a flat out L. And then here you guys are trying to play defense. And you know what? It's kind of hard. It's like watching a child stick a fork inside of a plug socket when you just watch this dumbass dad do the exact same thing, playing a joke or playing a prank or doing some of the stupid shit. When you are watching your dad act stupid with the fork inside of the fucking plug socket and then you decide to do the same thing, you're just a little child. Okay, I'm gonna blame your dad for being a dipshit and doing it around you. That comes to the people in the social media journalism of professional wrestling, people like Dave and fucking like Sean Ross Sapp. You guys go around making so many excuses for AEW without telling them, because I know you guys have their ear. Maybe not Sean, but definitely Dave. You have Tony's ear. You can absolutely go out there and you can absolutely do, but that's the problem though. Your mentality sucks just as hard as Tony's mentality, who was influenced by your mentality. Like, I have nothing else to say besides the fact that you guys deserve this. The only thing that sucks is the people who actually want AEW to survive, even the AEW casuals who just like professional wrestling in general. It sucks for them because of you guys and your stupid fucking tribalistic mentality. This is what's gonna happen to the product now. Hopefully it gets better, but like I said, the promising days of 1 million viewers, those shits are gone, bro. That shit's dead. 900,000 is dead. 800,000 is dead already, which is so goddamn fast. 700,000 might be dead. You did it to yourselves, man. You have no one to blame but yourselves. But I wish Dave will really stop it with the fucking coping and all this other shit from the past couple of weeks. Because now you come out here and you try to tell these motherfuckers, hey, AEW just took an L, and these people here, they can't seem to take the L. And my God, that's what happens when you influence a generation of morons to think just like you. When you stray from the path to present actual truth, they're not going to accept it. They're not going to accept it because you have indoctrinated them so much to just make up so many excuses that an L to them looks like a W, when in reality, it's a fucking L. So hopefully you guys learn from your mistakes. We might talk about this later on again tomorrow, depending on what kind of news comes out. But this is the new story arc for now. AEW dying, and they can't stop the bleeding. With that being said, though, that's AEW. We're talking about Smackdown right now, so let's get to that right about now. All right, so while they're preparing for the Money in the Bank qualifying match, I'm not sure whether or not this is going to be a triple threat match either. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, and Bianca Belair. All right, damn, how many how many goddamn tournaments did Mia Yim perform in? I feel like she's performed in like 2 or 3 tournaments these past couple of weeks. Am I tripping? Probably not. I don't know. And on top of that, if she were to actually qualify, like, would she be the first ever woman to like compete in 2 separate like multi-woman or even multi-ladder man matches in general in 1 year? Probably not. I don't know. But that match is getting ready to prepare right now. So we did get somewhat confirmation that tonight the YS6 might be here. So that's a good thing. I see all the security guards waiting outside. You know, CM Punk, he made reference to the fact that they're here most likely for the YS6. So hopefully we get some, you know, we get something in regards to them. You know, we still got CM Punk in the arena, so Drew McIntyre shouldn't be too far away. This promo right here, knowing how everything is most likely going to be set up for tonight, I'm okay with this. Any other time I probably would have been frustrated with it because I feel like CM Punk didn't do much but pander to the audience. And then you had Solo Sikoa come out and, you know, it was kind of But knowing how everything is going to happen tonight, I feel like this is a nice setup. You know, I'm pretty sure they just did this just to kind of throw us off the scent of Drew McIntyre, and I'm okay with it. So with that being said, I can actually look at the promo for what it is on his face without actually having to judge it, knowing that we're going to get more out of it later on tonight, unlike AEW, for an example. And by the way, I can be charitable to AEW. If I knew for a fact, like tonight, for an example, I know we're going to get the YS6 most likely, right? I know there's going to probably be a confrontation between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, right? If I knew on the top of my head that this was going to occur later on via, say, like AEW, for an example, and they had an opening promo, and that was going to play out throughout the night to go into the main event or into the middle of the card into the main event, then I can actually be a little bit more charitable and I would judge it on its face right then and there. But I can't do that if I know for a fact you're not going to touch on that promo ever again throughout the rest of the night. They did that with this promo right here, and CM Punk came out, and like I said, yeah, it got a little bit cheesy. We got babyface Punk. Babyface Punk ain't always gonna be the fun Punk. You know, he's out there and he's like, Chicago! Hey guys over there, Chicago! Hey dead body over there, Chicago! Police officer chasing some random black guy around the arena, Chicago! It's essentially his entire fucking promo. And then Paul Heyman came out, which I will say that was interesting. I think this is, I could be wrong, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first time Heyman and Punk have been in the same ring together in over... Oh, you know what? As far as allies, as far as guys who like each other, I take that back. Nah, because Punk turned face, right? He turned face around this time in 2013. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? He came back after WrestleMania around like May, June-ish, around that time, right? So I don't remember the date, but I think around this time right here is when Punk turned face. When you know, when Heyman turned heel on him. Well, actually, Punk turned face. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fuck, it's funny. I can remember things when I'm like 11 and 10 years old back in fucking 2001 or 2002. But when it comes to 2013, when I'm like 22, 21 years old, I can't remember shit. But correct me if I'm wrong, right? I think this is around the time. I think Punk was actually on the verge of turning face. And then that's when Heyman took the ladder during the Money in the Bank match, I think. And that's when Heyman threw the ladder in Punk's face. Because that was the whole setup for him and Brock at SummerSlam, right? Again, some of you guys who probably remember, again, I was 21 at the time. You would think I remember the shit a lot easier, but no, I don't, because I'm a complete dumb fuck. But nevertheless, though, this is Punk and Heyman's first time together in about 11 years, right? If not 11 years, close to 11 years. So, you know, this was somewhat interesting, at least to see. You have Paul Heyman. He's interacting with Punk. He's asking him to get out of the ring before Solo Sikoa does absolutely nothing to him. Because, again, they keep trying to talk about this new bloodline like they're so vicious, like they're so crazy, like, they're gonna kill you, the bloodline, they're so scary. But you haven't presented them in any kind of shape or form to make me believe that they're actually out there to be killers. You know what I mean? You gotta do stuff with them and present them in the better light in order for me to want to believe that what you're saying is substantial enough. If they're just going to go out there and, lose regular matches and do absolutely nothing to substantiate any of the positions that they currently have at the moment as far as being these wildly beastin' thugs, then, I've been saying that for weeks now. Like, I don't mind the Bloodline. Just stop talking about them like there's some undefeatable force when you haven't really done anything with them yet. Once you start, then we can get back on course. But nevertheless, Paul Heyman was telling Punk to get out of the ring before Solo gets here. Solo's claiming Chicago as his city and yada, yada, yada. Eventually, the Bloodline did come out. Solo was telling CM Punk to pay respects to him or get the fuck out of the ring, essentially. Punk told him at first that he was going to acknowledge him with his finger up, but afterwards he said no. Well, here, hang on, I seen Cody Rhodes. Hang on. I was trying to look in the back to see maybe whether or not they had some puppets or something plant back there. I know how Triple H likes to do these little Easter eggs to make it known that something was gonna happen, but at least I didn't catch anything. But that was pretty much nothing. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens just had a bit of a powwow discussing whether or not Cody's going to need help to go out there in the ring later on tonight against Solo Sikoa. Nothing big. But going back to the promo, though, eventually when Solo was coming out to the ring to beat the crap out of CM Punk, Cody Rhodes came in the ring along with him with a baseball bat. He gave one to Punk. He had one himself, and they kind of abstained. They made sure that the Tongans and Solo are going to get in the ring. Although I did find kind of fascinating one of the things, because Paul Heyman, when he initially came in the ring, he said he had two favors, and one of those favors were to get CM Punk out of the ring before the Bloodline beat the hell out of him. And he never got to a second point before Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline came out, right? Well, while he was sitting there, Paul Heyman, that is, and CM Punk was, even before Cody Rhodes came out, he was asking Paul what was the other favor that he wanted, and Paul was like, "Take me with you." Which I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm very curious as to where they're going to go with that. Probably nowhere, but it's still an interesting point to even see them bring up. Maybe it could be a foreshadow for something I don't know, later on this year. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I know who knows. Who knows? But yeah, they kind of chased off the Bloodline, and a match is going to be made. Well, it's already made. It's going to be Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes in the main event. Solo Sikoa was challenged by Cody, so I'm happy about that. Also, we're not going to have to deal with this match at Money in the Bank or, thank God, SummerSlam. So like I said, there's still potential for Cody and Randy to be a thing, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But with that being said, let's get to the triple threat, and like I said, looking forward throughout the rest of the night. Damn it, I have my expectations way too high right now. I should fucking know better. But I don't know, man. Something tells me this SmackDown's going to kick a lot of ass. We're only in the first hour. 30 minutes is past. Damn, that was fast. It's already 8:32. God damn, that was fast. Well, there you go. We got another, hour and some change. Damn, that's how fast SmackDown goes. Let's just continue. We got some more to get into later on tonight for SmackDown. Let's continue. Okay, so that was interesting. In hindsight, maybe because people are probably going to look at this and say it's an upset that Chelsea Green, won this triple threat match with Bianca and Mia Yim. It seems like it had Bianca written all over it. But then I remember, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe I'm wrong. I think Chelsea Green is actually Canadian, isn't she? I'm not sure if she's from Toronto, but I know she's Canadian though. So that probably is why, she won the Money in the Bank qualifier match. I know Triple H is doing a lot of that, letting the people who are actually from the home country represent in the pay-per-view in itself, which is pretty cool. I don't mind that. It is what it is. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen with Bianca Belair, before Money in the Bank. Because I could be wrong also on this. Maybe she might go to Money in the Bank in a different way, because I'm seeing a pattern as far as how Triple H is doing this. So you have one show that gets the Intercontinental Championship and one show that gets the SmackDown Women's Championship, and then another show gets the United States Championship and the Raw Women's Championship. At least that's how it looks like. I'm noticing a pattern here. So maybe this time it's going to be the United States, unless to be fair, there's a chance that the United States Champion could be in the Money in the Bank, so that might actually give an opportunity. So I'm not really sure about that. But the Women's Championships, though, they can't be in the Money in the Bank. That's too fucking, could they? I don't think so. I don't know. Is there any precedent to that? Whatever. I'm just going to assume that it's going to be Liv Morgan putting her championship on the line this time. versus Bayley putting her championship on the line at Money in the Bank, which it looks like it's going to be Liv Morgan versus maybe Zelina Vega. That's how it looks like on Raw at the very least. So I'm not really expecting Bianca to be on the show. Maybe she might find another way to get in the... Maybe you might get some type of last chance battle royal or something like that, and it might afford Bianca to get in the match. I'm not sure. But I'm happy for, Chelsea Green. It is what it is. I mean, she's a capable worker, and she's fun, and she'll probably do some cool stuff in the match as far as comedy is concerned. I don't mind it all too much. You did have a little bit of a segment backstage, though, with Bayley and Blair Davenport. What's her name again? Not Blair Davenport. I'm sorry. I think it's Saraya Hayter. Is that her name? Saraya Hayter? I think it's Saraya Hayter. And she essentially just told Bayley, hey, tell Naomi for our qualifying match, we're going to beat the crap out of her, and I'm going to cash in on you, which is not going to happen because you're Saraya Page and you should be on AEW. I mean, they may call you Blair Davenport, but I don't believe that's your real name. And then we had Solo Sikoa backstage, and he was kind of like, not even chastising, but like intimidating is probably the best word to use as far as how he's talking to Paul Heyman. He told him to go send a message to Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and he's like holding on to his tie and playing around with it. And he's like, when you're done, you need to come back here and talk to me. I'm gonna be Heidenreich, and you're gonna be Michael Cole. And Paul Heyman's like, please, I don't want to be Michael Cole. And he's like, you're gonna be Michael Cole, and that booty hole is gonna be all mine. And Paul's like, no! You're gonna Palestine my booty hole! He's like, I'm gonna Palestine your booty hole. So that should be not fun to see. In fact, I might have to turn my head. Wrestling, the shape that it's in right now. Watching people get their booty holes Palestined. Oh, man. But with that being said, continuing on with the show, looks like we got a triple threat match coming up next with Randy Orton. I think it looked like Tama Tonga, and who's the last person? I couldn't tell. Tama Tonga, Randy Orton, and one more person, but I can't fucking remember, nor does it matter, because Randy Orton's probably going to win the match anyways. So, with that being said, let's continue on with the show, shall we? That was fine. I didn't mind that too much. I mean, I know probably people are going to probably be like, Devontae, I mean, we wanted to see Drew McIntyre beat down CM Punk. I mean, it's not so much. I mean, at least for me, I can only speak for myself. It's not the beatdown that really matters to me. Don't get it twisted. Would I have preferred to see CM Punk get beaten down? Of course, I would have definitely preferred to see CM Punk get beaten down. But it's not about the actual beatdown in itself that catches my attention. No different than me giving a shit about any of the wrestling, right? It's what happens as far as the post-match and the pre-match, and I kind of want the match to get the fuck over with as quick as possible. Now, with that being said, yes, obviously, I would have preferred to see a beatdown, but I mean, maybe they're just doing this just to protect CM Punk because they don't know if he can take bumps. They're concerned that he's so fucking fragile that maybe the littlest thing that Drew McIntyre does, he might break CM Punk in half. So I get what they're doing at the moment. Not to mention, I mean, CM Punk, I don't know if he's cleared or not. As a matter of fact, it is kind of weird that they haven't, because I thought CM Punk was coming tonight to let us know whether or not he was cleared to wrestle. You know what? Let me not jump the shark here because there might be a chance that might still be the case. We still have an hour left before the show goes off the air. So, we still got time to see whether or not that's going to happen. But you had Grayson Waller. He was cutting a promo backstage. Everything was stemming off of last week with some confrontation between him and Austin Theory and The Way, or I guess Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa DIY. And they were taking it to an interview with Grayson Waller, and they were like right next to like a parking gate, and all you started to hear was commotion outside, and you hearing a body bounce up and down against the gate, and then like the gate raises up, and then you see Drew McIntyre standing over a bloody CM Punk. It looked pretty gnarly as far as how they put the blood on Punk and everything. It looks safe though. I see a lot of blood lately on WWE. That's kind of cool. And you can tell that the blood is fake and everything, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all about the presentation, if you ask me. McIntyre put CM Punk on his shoulders. He walked him out into the arena in front of his fans, in front of his family, which was the entire point. He wanted to embarrass CM Punk in front of Chicago like he was embarrassed in front of the people over there in Scotland. And he got his wish. He had Punk on top of his shoulder, and the only bump that Punk necessarily took was Drew McIntyre throwing him backwards off his shoulder onto the floor. and he took something off of Punk's arm or his wrist, like a bracelet or something, and stuffed it in his pocket. I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out, because what did he take off of his hand? And, you had the people, the paramedics that caught Jason Jordan. A wild Jason Jordan appears. They put Punk on the stretcher, and then they stretcher him out. I don't know why. Call me crazy. This is just me being too fucking attitude era brained. I don't know why when they put him in the ambulance truck, I immediately thought to myself, I wonder if Drew McIntyre is going to crash to the ambulance truck with a car or something. He didn't do that, nor did he have to do that. That's complete overkill. But I don't know why. I just went straight to that. That's something Austin would have did. Like, you put him in the fucking ambulance truck, and then Austin hits you with a car inside of the ambulance truck or another truck against the ambulance truck, which he's actually done plenty of times, actually. Well, not probably once. I don't remember the shit he did to Triple H. But regardless, though, it was fine. I didn't mind it. Again, it's more progression towards, I would presume, inevitably, it's going to be their one-on-one match at a SummerSlam. I think that's the path that they're going to go down. I think by that point, Punk should be okay, right? How long would it have been by SummerSlam? March, April, May, June, July. Wait, what? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, almost 8 months since he actually got injured since the Royal Rumble. That's more than enough time. You guys know how long 8 months is? I think Triple H was out for, February, March, April, May. Yeah, Triple H was out for like 8 months, just to put that into context. I know time goes by really fast, right? When you were a kid and Triple H fucked up his quad and he was gone for 8 months and he returned back in Madison Square Garden, I don't know about you guys, but that shit felt like it took years. It was only 8 months, and it felt like Triple H took years before he returned to Madison Square Garden in 2002. But then, CM Punk gets injured in January, and he's out for about as long as Triple H was out with his quad tear, and it feels like, CM Punk was out for like a month. Maybe that's just me, and the older you get, time goes by way faster, right? But nevertheless, though, we do have a triple threat match right now. Like I said, it was a good angle. Would I have expected a little bit better? It could have been better. Yeah, it definitely could have been better. But at the same time, it's about the progression of the story. It's about what did, Drew McIntyre take off of CM Punk's wrist, and what's the progression, what is the significance to that part of the story. And, it's just pushing the SummerSlam. And most importantly, it's going to push the SummerSlam to allow us to eventually get to October, which is Hell in a Cell. You guys heard the rumor about Bad Blood reappearing? I'm okay with that. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match? Yeah, I can fuck with that. As far as how long their match has been, maybe the most, I can't remember the last time, not including NXT, ironically, with Party Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, but talking about the main roster stuff with WWE, I can't remember the last time a feud was this personal. Please miss me with the Seth Rollins and Edge bullshit. The match was good and the feud was okay, but it was not this personal. A feud as personal or more personal than this, I can't remember. I can't. I'm trying to think, and honest to God, I can't remember the last time we had a feud this personal. I mean, ironically enough, I talked about this the other day. Maybe I want to say Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. But even then, this is starting to hit those heights where it's getting really personal. Guys attacking each other from behind, making fun of each other in their careers, ending title shots, being, fucked over multiple times, guys getting attacked and bloodied up in their city. This is a brutal fucking feud. And we haven't even gotten to, SummerSlam yet, let alone Hell in a Cell and Bad Blood eventually, that's supposedly be coming back in October, apparently on the same date as Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker's inaugural Hell in a Cell. So that's actually a match that absolutely, and on top of that, we haven't seen the Hell in a Cell at that point in time. That is probably, I think, the longest time we went without the cell. I'm trying to think. At least from what I can remember, the longest duration in between times of the Hell in a Cell would have probably been, we didn't get a Hell in a Cell in 2001. So actually, yeah, it might have been Armageddon 2000, the 6-man Hell in a Cell. You know that's crazy when you think about it? After the Armageddon Hell in a Cell 6-man match, the next Hell in a Cell would have been Triple H and Jericho, wouldn't it? At Judgment Day 2002? That's fucking crazy when you think about it. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. After that Hell in a Cell, the Armageddon Hell in a Cell, they didn't have another one until 2002. They didn't have one in 01. They went from 2000 to 2002 without a Hell in a Cell match. Granted, December 2000, but still, nonetheless, 2000. Would that have been? Let me see. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Because the last one would have been Edge and Finn, right? So that's like a year and a half. This one's December, January, February, March, April, May. yeah, I think this is the longest time we went in between Hell in a Cell matches. So yeah, perfectly timed. I fuck with it. A few that definitely deserves it, and they've done enough where the Hell in a Cell actually means something now. Just don't bring back the fucking red cage. Bring it back as an actual cage. But with that being said, we got the triple threat match ongoing right now with Carmelo Hayes. Figured out who it was. Tama Tonga and Randy Orton to see who's going to qualify for the Money in the Bank. Let's keep watching. Let's see if we got Uncle Howdy on the horizon. You know, the more and more they keep playing up this fucking YS6 shit, man, they better do something with this shit tonight, man. God damn. Got a motherfucker hype. I want to see some YS6. You feel me? They just ran a promo package highlighting what happened on Monday. You know what's crazy? The more and more, because now that we got the highlight package and they were able to, like, you know, go throughout the entire gorilla position to see who was attacked, I still didn't get the glimpse as far as I could have sworn maybe I seen Braun Strowman, but again, I could be wrong. Maybe I am wrong, but they did highlight specifically Chad Gable. And I talked about this in the pinned comment when I posted this in the community post, like either Monday or Tuesday. But, no, I guess it was Tuesday, right? Because Monday would have been their debut. I mean, you guys tell me how you feel about this. What if they were, and they focused on Chad Gable now. Chad Gable is a heel, you know, and they have this whole hurt, feel, pain shit that, you know, The Fiend was doing. I don't know. It's just an interesting idea. You know, what if they were, I mean, this could be a situation where Chad Gable is turning into a face. Maybe this has no effect and no, purpose at all. Maybe it's a straight canon, right? Because there's a lot of wrestlers who I heard were attacked who happen to be on Smackdown tonight. So this could just be, you know, straight canon for all I know, right? But at the same time, though, let's just like put our heads together for a second. I mentioned this. What if they were to do something very similar to Jigsaw from Saw, and like they were to go after only the heels? Like, hear me out for a second. What if it was a situation where everybody who did wrong were to be punished and they were bringing them to justice, but in their own way? Does that make any sense? And maybe a situation can happen where like they go a little bit like the Saw movie, where they go a little bit too far and they actually attack an innocent man or an innocent woman, and now they have to answer for that type of shit. I don't know. I'm fucking being crazy right now. But, you know, just a thought. I mean, hopefully we see more of the YS6 tonight regardless. We did have a triple threat match with Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, and Tama Tonga, as I mentioned earlier. Carmelo Hayes ended up picking up the victory, another upset win that I did not see coming. Very interesting. They gave Chelsea Green a win, which, again, I have more of a thought that they're doing that because it's Toronto. But Carmelo Hayes is a very interesting pick also. They probably just did that also because he's a new guy and they want him to do something. I'm fine with that. As long as we can get, I'm pretty sure it's going to probably be a 6-man tag match anyways for Randy Orton. So you had to know, and that was a little bit more easier to figure out than the other match with the triple threat. The triple threat was just like coming out of nowhere. But this one right here, even with Randy Orton, I presume that wasn't going to be the case because I still think they're going to do a 6-man tag match with Cody, Randy, and Kevin taking on the Bloodline. So it is what it is. But so far, so good. Hopefully we get some Y-Sick if anything else later on tonight. And we still got Cody and Sokoa to get to later on. So with that being said, continuing on. All right, so here's the hoping we can get a glance, we can get a tip, we can get something from Uncle Howdy later on tonight, man. We still got one more segment to go with Cody Rhodes taking on Solo Sikoa. I'm hoping they don't... damn! I'm hoping they don't go off the air like that, man. Come on, give us something a little bit more compelling, bruh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. But we did get Logan Paul, and he was cutting a promo against Logan Paul. Ooh, damn. See, I just spoiled my whole entire goddamn segment. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. You had LA Knight come out. He cut a promo, essentially calling out Logan Paul. He pulled a Hangman Adam Page. Okay? The apology needs to be louder than the offense, or whatever the fuck CM Punk said, okay? Or, sorry, the apology needs to be louder than the disrespect. That's what he said. Booyah. Let's go. Let's go. But Logan Paul didn't come out, and Logan and LA Knight started going on a rant about how Logan Paul is going to come to MSG next week, and he's going to get in his face, and he's going to tell him, I won your United States Championship, and we're going to have, I'm going to get that title shot by getting you in a triple threat qualifying match for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Then I'm going to kick your ass, and I'm going to take that briefcase, and I'm going to kick your ass again, I'm going to take the United States Championship. And while he's talking shit, Santos Escobar brings his ass across the border. He comes inside the ring. Again, I can't get over the fact this motherfucker's 40 years old. That's crazy. Look, if you look at Santos Escobar, he looks every bit of like 30 years old. Maybe even 29. I might be pushing it there, but for sure, late 20s, early 30s. And this motherfucker's in his early 40s. Genetics, man. They do wonders. They do wonders. This is crazy to me. Crazy. He almost got Andrade by 10 years. Fucking crazy when you actually think about it like that. Nevertheless, though, he challenged LA Knight. He's like, look, Buddy Powell Jr., Buddy Powell, Bow, Junior Powell, you think you're just gonna walk over me, huh? Hombre? You're gonna just walk over me, hermano? You ain't gonna do shit, cabron. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. I'm gonna take your title essay, and then I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna lock you inside a room, and then you're gonna be sitting there, and you're gonna be saying to yourself, how the fuck do I get out of here with this whole container of weed? And then I'm gonna hide behind you're gonna hide behind the bed, and I'm gonna come inside the room, and I'm gonna startle you. I'm gonna have a girl on my shoulders. I'm gonna clap her cheeks. I'm gonna go, no more locked doors. Gracias. And then, I'm going to kick your ass afterwards. And then, LA Knight threw him outside of the ring. And then hit him with the BFT. And then he rolled outside the ring. And then Logan Paul comes inside and he hits him with the punch. Throws him to the post first. Then he hits him with that little punch move he does. And he makes his statement, right? So that's good. They're building up for next week in the triple threat match. I'm okay with that. That's good. So, okay. And then afterwards, we got a bit of a triple threat in itself with Kevin Owens and Andrade and Grayson Waller. The match was nothing to really talk. I like the finish, though. The finish is really cool. I think this is probably the best triple threat match tonight. Not that that's really saying much, but the finish was pretty cool. When you had, Grayson Waller. Well, actually, before the match, the Tongas, they came out, which I guess that's what they're calling them now, so I'm calling them that. They came out and they beat the fuck out of Kevin Owens before Randy Orton came out with a steel chair to distract them and get them out of the way. And he cleared house, and Kevin Owens went into the ring with a injured leg. And like I said, this is all just to obviously build up to the inevitable 6-man tag match that's going to happen coming up at Money in the Bank. I'm cool with that. Nevertheless, though, the finish came when Grayson Waller tried to go for his, I forget. It's so fucking unnecessary. His unnecessary stupid ass stunner when he jumps inside the ring, and then but this time when he jumped inside the ring to do his little Rolling Thunder fucking stunner, he got caught in midair with fucking Andrade doing I think he calls it the El Idolo or some shit like that. Idolo? I don't know, man. It's like the honor roll move that Chris Nowinski used to do. Actually, it looks like who does the honor roll nowadays? On NXT, Brian Pillman Jr. That's his dumbass move. Oh, actually, hang on. I see Michin. Okay, I'm not trying to be that guy, but goddamn, that suit really does wonders for Nia Jax. I really had no clue how voluptuous, and I'm being very, very politically correct, so I don't get kicked off of YouTube again when I say that, she happens to be. But they're going over the match card right now, and like I said, Andrade, he hit the little honor roll move. I guess, again, I think he calls it the El Idolo or some fucking stupid ass name like that, on Grayson Waller in midair when he rolled over to do the little fucking stunner shit, and he got the win. He's qualifying for the Money in the Bank. But like I said, they're going over the match card right now. Hopefully we can get, again, one more sighting of Uncle Howdy to close out this week. But nevertheless, we got Cody Rhodes going in there, about to take on my homeboy Solo Sikoa. We go way back. We homeboys. We go way back in Pensacola High School. I'm lying. I've never been on the Panhandle. But fuck that shit. Continuing on. Let's go. Okay, it's something of substance to talk about. I would definitely say that. Now, it wasn't the Why is Sick, and hopefully we can get there on Monday, but they didn't go off the air without any surprises, and for that, I would definitely say that I'm grateful for. We don't get too many surprises in professional wrestling nowadays. We're always let down when you look at AEW Dynamite, and then their fans wonder why they're down in there. Okay, no more picking on AEW Dynamite. That's for Wednesday, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But I will talk about the fact that Jacob Fatu, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Wait, he's not Muslim, is he? Whatever, same difference. Regardless, though, you had a match between Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes. Shit didn't even go a minute, maybe 2 minutes. And I'm being very, very generous when I say that. Before a disqualification finish happened, because you had the rest of the bloodline interfere, they beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes. And here I'm looking at the time and I'm saying to myself, oh, we might get the Why is Sick or something along the line of that. I don't know. But, they they didn't show up. You had a little bit of a breakdown, a little bit of a brawl, if you will, with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. They're coming out to have Cody Rhodes's back. Eventually, they get the upper hand, and they dispose of the Bloodline, with the exception of Solo Sikoa, who's sitting there in the ring, and he's sitting in the corner, and he's saying to himself, like, oh my God, please, no, I know, please, I'm so helpless, no, don't do this to me, I love you, no. And actually, before I even talk about this, beforehand, I will say this, before they even came out to the ring, Solo Sikoa was having like a bit of a powwow with Paul Heyman before coming out to the ring. And essentially, he tells Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman is like running down him. He's saying, hey, yo, this is a chain of commands. There's levels to this shit. And you just jumping directly over Roman Reigns and what the fuck he wants us to do. Like, bro, what you doing right now, bro? You ain't following to the plan. Stick to the plan, man. Stick to the plan. And so Sikoa's like, yo, Paul, you keep talking about Roman. But what you fail to understand is that Roman ain't coming back. Which had Paul Heyman with a shocked look on his face. He had that Anne Frank look on his face before, the people from the concentration camps came in and took her away. And then afterwards, he goes out to the ring, and then all the stuff happens that I talked about before, and then we come right back to the point of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens looking down in the corner at a cowering Solo Sikoa. Oh, please, Mr. Please don't hit me in the face. I just want to be a Samoan. I don't want to be a black person. And there's a whip in your hand. And Lord have mercy. Lord, don't do it to me, master. Don't. Lordy. Hallelujah. Then he went full Black Panther mode, and then he was like, look behind you, dumb motherfucker. And he turned around in the debut, and Jacob Fatu, he starts beating the crap out of all the guys. He's taking them out with the left, right, up, down, L2, R2, left, down, right up. And then he activated his weapon cheat code from GTA 3. And then he started to blast on these motherfuckers, right? He ended up taking out Randy. He ended up taking out Kevin Owens. And he saved the best for last. He was like, I want you last, Lucky Charms. Talking about Cody Rhodes. He puts him on the announcing table and he gives him an Uso splash through the table. Awesome way to go off the air. You give us a bit of a surprise. I thought at first it was going to be that Hikuleo guy that everybody kept talking about, but he's probably going to come later on down the road. He's not here yet, but he'll be here sooner rather than later. But, you got 4 people in the bloodline now. You got Solo Sikoa, you got the Tongans, you got Jacob Fatu, which I've never seen a match by him, but a lot of people, they praise the shit out of him as far as how good he is from an in-ring perspective. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. But, the bloodline's looking like it's looking a lot tighter. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Look, it's looking a little bit tighter. And I'm thinking to myself right now, so is it going to be the case where guess what? War Games is most likely definitely going to be something involving the bloodline, right? Like, we can come to that conclusion already, right? So I'm thinking to myself right now, the bloodline is, or the whole bloodline thing is like 4-on-4, or War Games in general. It's like 5-on-5, right? I mean, I guess it could be 4-on-4 theoretically, but is it 5-on-5? If it's 4-on-4, then that Hikuleo guy will most likely end up joining Roman and the Usos, right? That's what I would presume. Maybe, or maybe Hikuleo can join. I don't know, actually. Maybe he could join the new bloodline, and then the old bloodline could be Roman, the Usos, maybe Sami and Kevin, which would be a lot fun, because then you can have all the people in the controversy between, the infighting, because Kevin and Sami have a problem with the Usos and Roman. Not a particular Jay and Sami, but then Kevin doesn't like Jay Uso. I don't think they made up yet. And Jay doesn't like Jimmy. And Sami and Kevin both hate Jimmy. And then Roman hates all of them. So this would be unique. I would definitely say that. It's funny, when you look at the bloodline, I'm not even looking towards SummerSlam for the bloodline. I'm not even outside of the fact that we might get Solo and Roman. I am looking forward to that, and hopefully we will get Roman coming back at Money in the Bank. That's what I presume is going to be the case. But in the end of the day, this should all be building up to War Games, right? right? This is all building up the War Games. And like I said, I do love the fact that all the big storylines have a designated path as far as what we're going down to. Outside of the Wyatt family, or the Wyatt Six, I guess. We're looking forward to Cody and Randy coming up at SummerSlam, most likely. We're looking forward to most likely the Hell in a Cell match with Drew and CM Punk coming up at Bad Blood. And we're looking forward to the Bloodline Civil War Games match, right? Coming up most likely at Survivor Series. So there's a bunch of things to look forward to. I thought tonight's episode was a mixed bag. I did like the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk stuff, but outside of that, and obviously the main event, I like the surprise of Jacob Fatu. I like the opener with the reuniting CM Punk and Paul Heyman, just for nostalgia reasons. Although, again, it's hard for me to be nostalgic when I was in my early 20s. But I'm pretty sure for you guys, you were pretty nostalgic. And then, you know, the stuff in between with Drew attacking CM Punk. Again, it was a mixed bag. More good than bad, but definitely some bad in there too. I would definitely say go check out the highlights before checking out the show, because there's only like 3 things you have to watch. I say watch the opener if you really care that much, but in particular, Punk getting beaten up by Drew McIntyre, and what's the significance by the brace that McIntyre took off of Punk's arm, and Jacob Fatu debuting on Smackdown to help out his fallen heroes, or I guess rising brethren, I guess would probably be the best way to say, considering they were on top at the time. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How did you feel about Smackdown tonight? Are there things that you would have changed up? Are there things that you would have done a little bit differently? Are there things that you would have done regardless of what the fuck I'm saying, because you hate what I say and you want to do your own thing because you are your own man? Well, don't let me stop you, brother, but you ain't gonna stop me either from getting the fuck up out of here, which is what I'm about to do right now. So with that being said, folks, as always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be back tomorrow with more news tidbits or any of the nonsense that happened in professional wrestling from a news standpoint. But with that being said, as always, I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces and a P. Aye.